first question that comes in our mind when we think about coding for kids is how and when to start coding for kids. Coding is the new literacy in modern digital era. Code.org teaches block-based programming where students solve different puzzles based on basic fundamental computer concepts in a fun and engaging way. Code.org curriculum ranges from kindergarten courses to advanced coding courses. So today I'll take you all on a short tour on code.org. Every student should have the opportunity to learn to code. What is code.org? It is a visual programming language called Blockly where you drag and drop blocks to write your code. Why every child should learn to code? It enhances their mathematical and creative thinking skills. It teaches problem solving and persistence. When they build something that works in a fun way, they'll feel more confident. What age group is code.org for? Course 1, Pre-Reader Express, ages 4 to 8. Course 2, Express course, ages 9 plus. So in this session, we'll start with introduction of Express course. So we'll open any browser, and in the browser you can type code.org and click on enter. This screen will appear. Here you can see Pre-Reader Express course and Express course. Once you will click on the name of this course, this will bring you to all lesson plans to be covered in this course. A sequence of lessons appropriate for kids who either aren't reading yet or still need help reading. In this course, we will be covering basic computer fundamentals like sequencing, sprites, events, loops, conditionals, functions, variables, and for loops. Now, sequencing. What is sequencing? It means to put something in order. Students will stack blocks together in a sequence as per the instructions to solve any puzzle. Lessons in this section will be based on concept sequencing. For better understanding on sequencing, let's watch this video.
Today, we're going to learn to program using a drag and drop language called Blockly. Blockly uses colorful instructions called blocks to build programs that you can use to solve puzzles. Under the hood, you're still creating code. Each puzzle you'll solve with the code is split into 4 main parts. On the left is the play area, where your program will run. In the center, you will see the toolbox area that holds all the blocks that you will need for each puzzle. To the right is your workspace, where you will drag blocks to build your program. Finally, above the workspace, you will see the specific instructions for each puzzle.
Alright, so another section is sprites. Sprite is a character or graphical object on the screen that can be moved and changed. Students will be able to create new sprites and assign them different costumes and behavior. For better understanding, let's watch this video together.
This is Sprite Lab, a place where you can build imaginative and fun apps and other useful programs. This is a sprite. A sprite is something you can interact with, like a character in a game or an object in a scene. With Sprite Lab, you can change different aspects of a sprite, like its costume, location, and color. You can also change how a sprite behaves on the screen. Sprites can also interact with you or each other. You can create it.
Alright, so after sprites, another section is events, which mean an action that causes something to happen. Students will be able to have an interactive animation using events. So let's watch one video together regarding events.
An event tells your program to listen for something to happen and then react right away. Some examples of events are listening for a mouse click, an arrow button, or a tap on the screen. Blocks like when key pressed and at seconds are called event blocks. The code connected to an event block runs when the appropriate action is detected. For example, here's a program I started with a wobbling sprite. If I attach another sprite begins block to the at seconds event, my sprite can begin a new behavior after a certain number of seconds have passed.
And after events, the next section is loops. So here students will learn and understand the concept of loops. Means you can repeat a number of blocks a specific number of times. Instead of writing repeated blocks again and again, using loops concept, we can solve the puzzle using lesser number of blocks. Now watch this video.
This is a repeat block. The code inside a repeat block will repeat or loop as many times as you'd like. In puzzles with BB-8, code looks like this works exactly the same as code like this.
So after loops, another section is conditionals. Means statements that only run under certain conditions. Something a program checks to see if it is true before allowing an action. For example, if a chair is there, then only you can sit down. And the video regarding this is here.
This is a conditional block. The code inside a conditional block runs if a condition is true. In puzzles with conditionals, we might want to check a condition like if path ahead. This code will only move forward if there is a path ahead. You can use conditionals in lots of different ways, like this.
After conditionals, the next section is function. A piece of code that you can easily call over and over again. And the video regarding this is here.
Now, let's learn how to create and use a function from scratch. To do this, look for the category called Functions in the toolbox. Here, you'll see a block called Do Something. Drag that block out into your workspace and rename it to something new that better describes what your function will do. I'm calling this one Make a Square. From here, you can drag blocks into the function to specify what you want to happen when the function is used. With our function created, you can see that a new Make a Square block appears under the Functions label in the toolbox, so that we can actually use or call our create function from our program. This is an important step that's easy to forget.
Alright, and after functions, another section is variables. It is basically a label which stores data in it. For example, in a game, students can score game score as a variable in their puzzle so that they can keep a track of it. So all the lesson plans in this section will be based on creation and using of variables. And the last one is for loops. Loops that have a predetermined beginning, end, and increment. Students will be able to recognize when to use a for loop and when to use other loops such as repeat and while loop. Now, at the end of this course, students will create their very own custom game story. As you can see, this student created an interactive dance party This student has created a spiraling pattern with the artist, and here the student has animated his own fish tank using Sprite Lab. So at the end of this course, students will be able to create their own game, stories. They will enhance their problem solving skills. They will learn different programming techniques, and they will be more persistent in any phase of difficulty. So don't wait to enroll your kid in a coding class. Thank you for watching.